Hello, welcome to SPC TV. Got a very, very special guest with me tonight. Really looking forward to this chat that we've got coming up. 500 wickets in first, over 500 wickets in first class cricket, I should say. Played for Notts for over a decade. He's won the T20 Blast, he's won the County Championship, he's won the Royal London One Day Cup. He's known as the Bulwell Bomber. He's also got an autobiography out, which we're going to talk about very shortly as well. Please welcome Luke Fletcher.
Evening. Thanks, mate. Good to see you.
Hi, Luke. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, great to see you too. I must admit, I am missing not being down at Trent Bridge for over a year, so hopefully it's not too long before we get there. What's it been like? What's last year been like for you with lockdown and the cricket behind closed doors last year?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been surreal, really. It's been crazy, hasn't it? I mean, it's weird having this chat now because it was about this time last year, maybe a few weeks on actually, where we went into Trent Bridge for the last time, and they sort of said, "Look, you know, we're shutting down Trent Bridge. The season's not going to start on time. Sort of go home and stay at home, isolate until we tell you, really." So it's just I can't believe it's been a year already. Really, it's gone so fast, so slow. You know what I mean?
It's mad, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
You're sort of not bored. Here we are in February, nearly March, which is when it all kicked off. What was it like playing in an empty stadium? I suppose you could say county championship. I mean, there's a talk about 5 men and a dog in the Washington County Championship. What was that like? Because it was obviously a lot less than that. There are all the members and there are the people that come to the county championship.
Yeah, very different, mate. It definitely takes a bit out of it, if I'm honest. Especially the T20s. You know, we're lucky at Trent Bridge that we've sort of packed the stadiums out for most games, so you sort of thrive off that atmosphere, and it's really echoey when there's no one there. Obviously, you can hear everything what's said. It's just not the same. I don't think sport's the same. And I've been trying to watch football, but I'm losing a bit of motivation for that sometimes. It's just, you know, supporters for me is what sport's all about.
Well, Forrester have been toying with the bottom three to keep people's interest up under this season. Hopefully we're doing that right at the moment. We'll come on to Forrest a little bit more. Tell us about the book. How did the book come about? What was the motivation behind doing that?
Strange one, really. It was the start of the first lockdown, so end of March, early April time. Dave Bracegirdle, I think he was bored, and he sort of asked me if I'd be keen, and at first I said no, and then I thought, you know what, my sort of way into professional sports is a lot different to you know, a lot of people. So I thought, you know what, I've got some good stories. I'll put them down. It'd be nice to sort of read back through all the memories, really. So yeah, and then we sort of went about it. Dave would ring me most days and would do like little bits of chapters and ask me stories on certain situations, times in my life. And the good thing about it is there's a lot of people. I sent a lot of messages out to people I've played with, old school teachers, anyone really, to do with seeing me grow up through my life and that. And everyone got back and said they'd love to get involved. So that sort of really helped.
That must have been quite nice, with you know, going through the memories, going through the.
Yeah.
I must confess, please don't hate me, but I haven't read it yet. I haven't got it yet, but I will. I'm guessing the book starts right from the beginning and how you in school and then through to Notts and where you are now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it starts right from the very start, really. So at primary school when I first started playing cricket then. So yeah, it was good. It was weird, you know. Even speaking to my school teachers from back in the day, that was nice to get in touch with them. And all the lads I've played with through my career, really. Dave Hussey, Andre Adams, Brendan Taylor, people who are overseas, they were happy to get involved and help me out. Andrew Flintoff, he forwarded the book, so I mean that was incredible. Yeah, you know, it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And going back to some of the stories, you mentioned there that you didn't take the usual path that and I think there's you were a chef, weren't you, at one point?
Well, I was a chef, but I sort of started. I worked at Hooters. Yeah, that was my job before I signed not professionally. And I started in the back, so sort of literally just chopping up onions and all the salad and stuff.
Things
And
people do to get in Hooters, eh? Young man gets
mate, I know, yeah, I didn't see anything. I was in the back out of the way, and then I did work my way up to like the grills. So that was good. It was good fun there. And Mark, to be fair to Mark, he knew the path I wanted to go down, and he helped me out really. He gave me some hours so I could earn a few quid. But he was brilliant. You know, he sort of worked around me in a way. So I was really grateful for Mark.
and at that time you're playing Bulwick and Linby, and were you on the book? Oh, yeah.
It was weird back then because there was age group cricket up to 17, under 17s, but then if you didn't get an academy contract, then it sort of just stopped, and it was that was the end of the road. They didn't do any under 18s. You sort of just went off and played club cricket and got on with life. So I'd never got an academy contract. So I just went back into playing for Papwick, and sort of did it again that way. Really did well in the Notts Premier League for a couple of years, and then had a bit of a trial in the second team at Notts, and it sort of went well. And then honestly, it just went so fast from there.
When did you realise that you were good at cricket? Were you one of the standouts sort of at primary school, or did it take a little bit longer before?
I sort of, I don't know, it was just natural. I had a natural hand-eye really, and it wasn't just cricket; it was football as well. But bowling was. I'm lucky really that bowling's really natural for me. So yeah, I picked it up quite quickly, and then it's obviously just learning the game, which you don't really stop really, which takes time, and also it's an expensive sport as well. So it's not like football. You buy a couple of quid football and you stick your jumpers down. You know what I mean? You got to buy pads, gloves, helmets, which is a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was always a challenge back when I was younger. You want a couple of nice bats, and that's 500 quid. It was crazy. So yeah, I mean.
I'm interested. Was it literally Hooters the playing for Notts? Is that how it went, or was there a gap? I was looking at the team that you played with Notts in when you made your debut, and there's names like well, jotted five down. You don't really need to jot these five down. But Swan Broad, Franks, Reed, and Hussey, to name but five of the team that you were then sort of pushing shoulders with and in the dressing room with.
Yeah, I know. It was literally that quick, Simon. It was so weird for me because I remember paying to go and watch T20s like on Friday nights, like as a fan. Like I was like literally loving it. And then the year after, mate, 12 months after, I'm in the changing rooms like playing. It was so mad. It was literally so crazy.
That must have been pretty cool.
Yeah, mate, it was wicked. Yeah, I mean, I loved it. I didn't. It's quite a nerve-wracking thing. You go, some big personalities there: Andre, Chris Reed, Franks, Broad, Swan. You know what I mean? You walk in there, Ryan Seibert, Mark Elam, Sam Patel. You're thinking, "Oh my days, this is crazy." But I sort of fitted in quite well straight away. They're all brilliant with me.
Well, I noticed when I was just having a quick look on Cricket Info this afternoon, but there was another young man made his debut in that T20 in your first T20 game, wasn't it? Mr. Hales.
Yeah, Halesy. So Halesy was the same. So that summer before, we both tried for the second team, but he got offered a contract at the end of that summer and not said to me. They said, "Oh, they need to see a bit more from me, and they want to keep an eye on me through the winter." So I did that, and then I signed the following March after a pre-season tour to South Africa. So, but then yeah, we sort of both got in the first team pretty quick. Like sometimes people spend 2 or 3 seasons in the second team.
Yeah.
We sort of transitioned quite quickly. And I suppose at the end of the day, it's just about taking your opportunity. So I got an opportunity early and sort of took it.
And you must have learned so much from being in a side with, I mean, Stuart Broad would have been quite young back then as well, wouldn't he? But Andre Adams, you must have learned so much from him.
Andre's a funny one, mate. Yeah, Andre, obviously, I couldn't believe how good he was. He was that good, but he could be brutal at times. You know what I mean? He didn't take any crap. Like he would give it to you if you thought you needed it. Like
Yeah.
he was a proper senior player, but also a nice bloke as well. Like really nice, helpful, wanting to help you. You know, doing what he can for the team. He was amazing, really, Andre. Yeah, like you say, Swanee was there.
Yeah.
Mark Elam was brilliant with me.
Yeah. And management wise, would that have still been Mick Newell then when was Mick there?
Yeah, Mick was there. Yeah, it took me about 3 years to speak to Mick. I was so scared of him. I didn't know what to say. But then obviously, you get to know him. I had a few bollockings and telling off.
I was the same when I started at Forest. I met John McGovern on like 10 occasions, and I just couldn't speak like John McGovern. And then one day you just sort of pluck up courage to speak to these people, and like you say, find out that they're just the nicest.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. But that's how it was. So strange for me, but it happened so fast, which I think is a good thing, really.
Yeah,
you don't have time to
don't have time to think about it and worry about it.
Be nervous or be worried about it because you're on the field, you're playing.
Yeah.
But no, it's been amazing, man. I still can't believe I've done it, really.
Yeah, it's been an amazing career. I mean, I mentioned at the top of the interview, county championship winner, Royal London Cup one-day game at Lords, Alex Hill's incredible T20 Blast winner. What would you say what's been the highlight? What's been your trouble question, isn't it? But what's been the best moment if you could pick one?
I think the 2017 was a real special season. It was a changing room full of good lads who all got stuck in. I'm not saying it's not like that now, but this for me was just an amazing year. And that was the year I missed half season as well when I got hit on the head.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
We had James Pattinson, who was in the form of his life. Broady was around playing a lot. BT was playing well. Ailsey was back around. Lummy was doing well. We just had an incredible squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won the Lords final and the T20 Blast, and got promoted from Division 2. So that was a pretty good year. That.
Yeah, that's pretty.
2017. That was. But then I won the county championship in like the second year of my career in 2010. But at the time, I would say this all the time. I didn't really appreciate that because you don't understand the hard work that goes in.
Yeah.
And, you got the older senior lads, some of them crying because of that happy. And I just thought, what's wrong with everyone? But I realise now how hard that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess another player sorry, mate, go on.
Yeah, I was just saying I would have appreciated that more now than when I did when I was 19, 20.
Yeah. I guess another player who's sort of mirrored your career and been on that journey with you is Summit, isn't it? I mean, is there anything you can give us an insight into Summit? And first of all, what a cricketer.
Phenomenal. He's probably the most talented cricketer I've played with. Like the amount of games he's actually won is phenomenal. Obviously, he bats and bowls, and he just never misses a game. He's never injured, never ever injured. Well, and he still loves it as well.
There was the one day. I've not got this down, but there was the one day win over Morgan, wasn't there, at Lords a few years before the 2017 win, and Glamorgan were looking like they might knock them off, and Summit comes 3 wickets in 10 balls, and the game's gone away from them.
He can front up to any pressure. You know what I mean? The harder situations are, the more he loves it. So he's a world class player. I would say he's definitely the most talented, probably one of the best players I've played with, definitely.
Yeah. Always seems to turn it on TV as well. That's the other thing with.
Oh, yeah, mate, he loves it. He just loves the game.
Yeah,
he absolutely loves it. So I think when you've got such a deep love for something like that, you don't see it as a chore. Do you know what I mean? You don't see the hard times of it, like if you've been bowling for a day and a half.
Yeah,
he just loves it that much.
To make a career out of doing something that you enjoy that much must be pretty special.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you mentioned, so I'm going to take you back. We're talking 2017. I'm going to take you back. I had a look earlier, 8th of July, 2017, and that fateful night at Edgbaston. I was there that night. I don't know whether you remember, but you probably don't, from the fact that you got smacked on the head. But I actually was driving back to Nottingham, and I actually sent you a message. And I didn't really know you that well, just through Forest and knots and stuff. But from the hospital bed, this measure of the sort of guy you are, I get home worried about how you are and stuff, trying to Google what's going on. You sent me a message back. So first of all, thank you for that. Enabled me to sleep that night. But what was it like? I mean, it was pretty horrible, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I think it was worse for other people than it was for me, because I felt all right. You know what I mean? So I think when you see that happening, if I'd have seen it to one of my teammates, I would have probably felt the same as what my teammates did for me. But
Yeah.
I knew I was okay. I felt okay. I didn't know I was okay. I just felt okay. You know what I mean? I knew something had gone on, and I knew I was in a bit of trouble, really, because there was blood everywhere, and I thought, oh God, I need to get off.
I mean, he proper middled it, didn't he? Sam Haynes.
Oh mate, yeah, you can't hit a ball as clean as that.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even see it. I just when it hit me, I obviously thought, oh dear, I know what's going on here.
Yeah, and you're by that time you followed through. You're probably what 16, 17 yards away, if that.
Yeah, I mean, he's took 2 steps down the pitch as well. You're close. You know what I mean? You're really close. So, but that was a surreal 24 hours, probably longer, like a couple of weeks, where you get messages from all over the world. Like I mean, with it being on TV, that's what made it bigger than what it was. You know what I mean? If it wasn't on telly, then
You mentioned your teammates and it being harder for them. They were pretty put up, weren't they? I remember the game was stopped for the best part of sort of 3/4 of an hour to an hour. We didn't know even if the game was going to start, and I think Tottenham wanted to scrap it, didn't they?
I don't actually. I know it was spoken about, but yeah, they obviously went back out there and played in it. But when they all came off, I was still at the ground, and I was just about to go to the hospital, but I was still there, and I thought it was raining. I thought they'd come off because it was raining. I didn't realise it was because of what had happened to me.
Yeah.
So I just got told by Piper, the physio, that it was raining. But yeah, I think a lot of the lads' reaction was probably as mine would be if it happened to someone else. But
yeah,
I watch it back now sometimes on YouTube. I watch it and think, oh my goodness,
it's horrendous, isn't it? It's horrendous. I mean, sitting in the crowd that night and then not getting any sort of news. You know, obviously I think they showed it on the big screen, and you watch it again, and you sort of sit in the stomach and thinking, shit, you know, you sort of fear the worst, don't you? Something like that.
Well, the first thing the doctor said to me, the main man, when it was late. It was about. I had loads of head scans. I had all sorts. It was really late, and the first thing he said to me was like, "You're not going to play cricket again this season. That is done now." So then I thought, well, actually, this is something's bad here. If you can come to me and say that straight away, something must be bad. But I think, as it is in sport now with the concussion protocols, it's more like the second hit syndrome. So if I'd have got hit again, I could have been, I don't know, anything could have happened. You know what I mean? But the initial blow was, I think I had like a little tiny bleed on the brain, like nothing to. It sounds worse than what it is, but again, if I'd have got hit on that season.
So given what you've just said, playing now, you know, and often when sports people of whatever they're doing have an injury like that, and it becomes psychological going forward, doesn't it? As you're running into bowl now, do you is it there or is it? I mean, the chances of it happening again are pretty minimal, aren't
they? Yes and no, really, because I think it will happen again. Hopefully no one gets seriously injured with it, but it will 100% happen again because you get so many near misses. Just hopefully it doesn't happen and someone gets hurt. But no, like psychologically, straight away I knew, because a lot of people are asking me that. It was like, listen, take some time, get yourself right. And I was thinking, no, I'll be happy. I want to play. You know what I mean? That never entered my mind one bit. I didn't want to bowl again. You know what I mean? Although I was scared of getting the ball hit at me again. That never entered my mind.
And out of the sort of red ball and white ball cricket, which do you prefer? Do Because I've spoken to a few cricketers who retired just before T20 came in, and they felt a little bit cheated that they never got a chance to try it. I guess with T20 coming in, I think the first season was about 06, wasn't it? So you were sort of tuning in for the start of it and have had it as a constant. Do you prefer that, or do you prefer the 4-day?
I prefer these areas of both. Like, there's nothing more satisfying than winning a 4-day game, because there's a lot of hard work goes into that. Say you get to the end of day 4, you've got your couple of training days before that, then you've got the 4. So it's like a week's work going into one game. You know what I mean? Rather than a T20 where you play 3 hours and someone can have a good day and have a few lucky edges and then they win a game. You know what I mean? Like, although the atmosphere of the T20 is amazing, I would say T20 because obviously the atmosphere, and that's what we all play for, really, to get that off the crowd. But there is something about winning a 4-day game, like being absolutely good, sat up there with a beer, chatting with the lads. You know what I mean? It's a nice feeling winning 4-day cricket because it's so hard. Yeah. So that's the best thing about that. But yeah, you can't look past anything with the crowd, can you? Full house. Friday night, everyone's buzzing, sun's out.
Well,
you go yourself, don't you?
Yeah, I'm there all the time. Let's hope we can get back to that this summer, which is looking like it's on the cards, isn't it? So,
yeah, it's looking good.
So tell us about. I've got what I don't want to do is go too deep into some of the funny stories in the book, because obviously what we're going to do at the end of it is tell people where they can buy the book and how they can search for it and buy it, whatever. Not that this is all about the book, obviously. This is all about South Bank City and getting some content on YouTube. So thanks for doing that. But there's a story about a pencil, and you eating a pencil.
Oh God! How do you know this?
Well, I've done a little bit of research, and Chris Nash is a bit exciting to me.
Chris Nash, yeah. It was a Christmas party, and it's just, you know, you have a few drinks, and you get a bit daft. And I think it was Halesy, someone dared me to do it, and I think I said something, oh, you give me 20 quid and I'll do it. Like, I'll do it. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, like, there's people are putting money in this pot. So I'll just take the pencil, but it's in the joy. It's a stupid thing to do, but I think I got about 60 quid out of it, so it was the easiest money I've earned.
That sounds right.
But that's Christmas party. All the Christmas parties, to be fair, Knott's put a great Christmas party on. It's good fun. Yeah.
Any other stories you can share with us, or is it best not?
Oh mate, there's loads of stories. It's I don't know. You asked me. I don't know. Ask me about. I don't know. There's loads of stories. I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a story then. A funny story about. So that night I got hit on the head. I went to the hospital, and every like 2 or 3 hours, the nurse had to come and wake me up and check that I was okay and do all the checks, regular checks. And she came in at like 3 in the morning, and she said, "Oh, can you come outside? We need to measure you, like your height and your weight." So I stood on the scales, and then I went on the measuring thing, but she didn't know what was wrong with me. So I just had my head all sewn up, and she got the thing like that to rest it on there. She went bang like that, put it on there, and I was thinking, oh my God, I stood there in agony. I was like, ah. And then she went, oh, I'm gonna have to do that again. And she went bang again, and then all this blood started just trickling down my face, and she didn't know what had happened. And our physio's in the corner laughing his head off, and then she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Lit all my cut open again. Like 3 in the morning as well, I was knackered.
Brilliant.
Blood just trickling down.
So tell us about. So obviously the 4-day game. There's plenty of time to. I mean, obviously there's a lot of rain in the country, so I guess there's plenty of time to spend in the dressing room and get to know your teammates sort of off the pitch. Although I'm sure you do that anyway. I get the feeling that you're pretty social anyway. But what do you do during those rain breaks? I mean, are you going to leave this season? Are you going to leave your book around so people can have a little bit of travel in the book, or?
I dished a few out actually to some of the lads that helped me out in the book, so there might be still some flying around. But usually there's a few of us that play poker, because sometimes you could be in there all day. Like you might have a quick shower, and then be back out in 20 minutes, half an hour. But if it's set in, you usually look out over the co-op on Bridgewood Road, look over there, and that's where sort of weather comes from. So if there's a big black blob of cloud there, then you sort of get the cards out and play a bit of poker, drink a lot of tea and coffee. Sometimes I might just go and sit in the bath. You know what I mean? You can be there for that long. I'll go and have a bath.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I used to be darting around all over. I couldn't sit still. But now I've got 2 kids, so if I get a couple of hours off, I'll chill out. You know what I mean? I'll use the time wisely, or go and see the analyst and watch your bowling back. Anything really. Put the telly on. There's lots to do. Yeah. But no, I'd say like poker or something like that. If you're in for a bit of
who's the best poker players at Nottingham? Who's the ones that poker face?
Harry Gurney is good. Hales is good. Steve Mullane is good. I think Halesy would play the most, really. I mean, he's got a lot of time, hasn't he? He's been in a lot of quarantine, so he plays a bit of poker. So, yeah, he's up there. But there's quite a few. Most of the lads are all right.
Yeah.
Probably who's the worst. Sam is probably the worst.
Is he?
Goes all in with like 7-2 off suit. He's terrible.
So you the 100's just around the corner as well, isn't it? I know we chatted briefly earlier. You were originally selected, weren't you, last year for when the inaugural season? But that's not happened going forward at this stage.
No, so I was initially, yeah, you're right. I was initially selected, but then I didn't get retained because obviously the 100 didn't happen last year. So each franchise got the rights to retain as many players as they want, and I didn't get retained, unfortunately. So whether I get picked up by another franchise or not, I won't know for a few days. But yeah, I mean that would have been an amazing tournament to play, and fingers crossed I've still got an opportunity. But
yeah, well, but yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it might not be for the Rockies, but at least you might get to have a game anyway.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, it could happen like that. And also, there's a lot that can happen. Really, you can be like a replacement. So if someone gets injured before, you can still get into it. So hopefully you get an opportunity and go and play. But I mean, if not, we've still got obviously the knots. All the knot stuff to concentrate on, the 50 over stuff, T20. So it would be disappointing not to get in, but it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it would be great. It'd be great to play in the tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm obviously going to go down. I'm not really looking at the rules, to be honest. You can have
I don't think that. I literally know there's 100 balls. That's it. I don't know what else is going on.
I think you can bowl like an over with 10 balls in it or something like that. Which,
I'd like that. Get that done. Then you're done, aren't you? Get it all done.
You can get it all done in one go before you start to stiffen off.
Yeah.
So you've had a book published. You've almost got onto the grills at Hooters. You've won just about everything in domestic cricket. What's next? How do you feel? How do you think the next few years are going to go? I mean, how many years do you think you've still got in you?
Well, at the minute, it's a sort of a weird. I'm at like a weird age now where I have got to start thinking about the future. So, I did have planned this winter, and I did a bit of work experience with John Pye, our sponsors.
Yeah,
I know a couple of them. You probably know them as well. Sheldon.
Yeah, I've got this on for their benefit. But,
yeah. So I planned on having the winter with them, learning how the business works, which is something that I know absolutely nothing about. But I just thought it'd be nice to do something completely out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I might be really good at it. I might really enjoy it. I might hate it. You know what I mean? But it's just an option for me for the future, really. Also, I did, when I got hit on the head, I got sort of fast tracked onto a level 3 coaching, which I passed that as well. So I can now be a professional coach. So that would be the best. Yeah, that would be the best route for me, Simon, to go down that route. I would enjoy that. But I still think that I've got plenty. Well, I think I've got quite a few years left in me playing wise. I mean, I've just had a year off, which would be great for my body, really.
You don't fancy the media side of it, do you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I did a lot of stuff with the radio. I
Yeah.
worked with Sky Sports for one. I only did one game, but I did a few days with them, which was interesting.
I
So
think
yeah, I'm just trying to give myself as many options as I can.
it does feel a little bit to me like, obviously a little bit older than you, but when I was growing up, and Ian Botham was my hero, and there were characters around the game, and I get the feeling now that maybe there aren't as many characters as there were. It all seems, I might be wrong, and obviously the other players a bit more better than I do, but you look at maybe David Lloyd, who's funny, and I can listen to him all night. Swanee's obviously got his impressions that he does, and he's very entertaining, and obviously there's offense. But then there's a bit of a gap, and surely there's room. There's a big gap there for Fletch, surely.
Get me in, mate. I mean, I'd love to, I mean, I think what a lot of them lads have done, they've been and played for England, haven't they? So that obviously gives you a big jump in them situations, I reckon. But you know what? I don't 100% know, if I'm honest, Simon. I am, like I said, I'm trying to keep my options open, but I'm sort of happy to give anything a go. The media thing would be amazing. I think that would suit me. I mean, I'd have a lot to learn. I don't think it's as easy as what people make out. As easy as what people make it look.
Yeah.
But I think if you've got a general interest in something and you're knowledgeable about the game, which I know what's going on.
What about going into the umpiring side of it then, or a referee side? Because I know Chris Broad quite well, and I know he's a ref now, isn't he? Flying all over the world.
Yeah, that would interest me. Yeah, I'd love that. That's something. I actually spoke to Wayne Noon's a match referee now as well, and he was our old coach. So I've spoken to him a couple of times about that, just to see what it's like. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that'd be great just to be involved in the game, stay in the game.
Yeah.
You know, I'm playing cricket what feels like all my life, really. You know what I mean? And you get to such a professional level. It'd be nice to stay in that and use that for the future. Do you know what I mean? And work with younger bowlers around Nottingham to try and make sure they hopefully have a future that I've had, really.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, really good. So just a few questions to finish off. So who's the best player you've played with? You might have touched on this earlier actually, but who would you say is the best player you've played with? So you mentioned Samit, and
yeah, I'm going to go with Samit actually.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with him. Yeah, because the amount of matches he's won. I mean, it's a difficult question, really, because you've got Chris Reed, Alex Hales. You know what I mean? Andre Adams is the best bowler player. Stuart Broad.
Yeah.
David Hussey. It's crazy, really. You can keep going on, but I think in the time I've been there, and purely based on stepping up in big occasions, it'd be Samit.
Yeah, excellent. And the best player you've played against?
Oh dear, Joe Root's good. Joe Root's pretty good.
He's doing all right at the moment, isn't he?
Joe Root's a good player. I mean, yeah. Kane Williamson played against him.
Yeah, you've played against him.
I've been lucky, really. Rahul Dravid, he was good.
Yeah.
Pajara, crazy mate. You could name loads. Like it's weird. Like over the years.
Did you play with Ashim Handler when he was at Knox?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Because I remember watching him
one
day at Trent Bridge, and he looked another level. He got 100, and he just looked another level. I mean, I can't remember who the bowlers were, but he was really making them look very, very average.
Yeah, he was unbelievable, wasn't he, mate? He was so good. Like he just never looked like he was ever going to get out. He was brilliant. Yeah, but I'll probably say the best Joe Root. I reckon Joe Root.
Joe Root, yeah.
Joe Root's class.
Well. What about the best player to spend a rain session with in the dressing room?
Oh, that's a good question. Anyone who's up for the crack, really, I suppose. So like a Brendan Taylor. Like Brendan Taylor's he's a top man.
Were you Were you there that night when he fell asleep in the car just near the ground and woke up the next morning?
I wasn't in the car. Yeah, I was out that night. Yeah. I was out that night.
That was the full. Don't go into obviously too much detail, but because I used to live in Turners Court, which is where the car was.
Yeah.
He's ended up.
Yeah.
It was raining, wasn't it, or something? And he's ended up just getting in the car and falling asleep.
So I'll go through the story quickly. Right? It's like a Wednesday, and we just beat Durham, I think, in a quarter final at Trent Bridge, and it was obviously a Wednesday night, nothing to do. We had a couple of days off, so we said, right, let's all go out to town.
Sorry, mate. Hang on, you've frozen.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a Wednesday night, and we just beat in Durham. Durham at Trent Bridge in a quarter final. So there's nowhere to go really. We had a couple of days off, so we thought, right, we'll go to the casino and have a few drinks. The Durham lads came out as well. It was quite a sociable night. It was good. And then that was really the last I seen of Brendan. And it was Samit that took him home. And I think Brendan, don't quote me on this, but I think Brendan lived, say, in number 3, for instance, and Samit dropped him at number 9. But I think it must be a Zimbabwe thing or something, that Brendan never like locked his doors or anything, or locked his house. It was weird. His car door was always open. And so I think he tried to get in the house, or would have tried to, couldn't get in, so he thought, right, I'll just go in the car. Obviously he'd had a few drinks, so he didn't really know what was going on. And this car was obviously open, this Toyota Yaris was open. So he got in there, fell asleep. And it was in the morning, actually, I got a phone call from his missus, Kelly, saying, where's Brendan? I'm thinking, last I seen him was with Samit. Samit said he dropped him at home, so what is he doing? Anyway, he was outside, a couple of houses down, fast asleep in this Toyota Yaris. And the bloke who's right is a Notts member, he was a Notts fan.
Oh, was he?
So, yeah, so he sort of like thought, that's Brendan Taylor fast asleep in my car. And I think Brendan sorted him out, I don't know, a shirt or whatever or something. The bloke
so he's off to work on Thursday morning and find out
Imagine that. Imagine for our sake. Imagine going to your car and I don't know, like Marlon Hill was fast asleep. You know, like, you're like, what's going on? Mark Crosby fast asleep. Stuart Pearce or someone. Oh my god.
You might have answered my next question, because I've got best player you played with, best player to spend time in the dressing room with. The next one was best player to spend an hour in the pub with. I'm guessing that might be Brendan.
Oh, it'd be a power hour, yeah. It'd be a great hour. I mean, it's cricket. I think cricket, like, it's been dressing rooms really, like, it's been really sociable. Like that 2017 dressing room was, don't get me wrong, we worked hard and we trained hard, and we did. But we also like celebrated, like most games. We'd go to the Lord after and have a drink if someone got 100 or 5 wickets. And yeah, I mean, I've spent plenty of time with people over a beer, and that's sometimes the best time to get to know them.
Yeah.
Brendan will be up there. James Pattinson again. I love James Pattinson. He was brilliant.
Yeah.
His brother Darren was a legend back in the day. He was a good bloke.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's a good lad.
It's quite nice having the Trent Bridge ground where it is, isn't it, with the bars and the nice places around where you can go, and I guess as a cricketer as well, you're not going to be harassed. You're not, and that's no disrespect. It's slightly different to maybe one of the Forest lads going out. Matty Cash walks down obviously when he was still with us. If he'd walked down the avenue, then he's going to be hounded. But I guess you guys get that respect and sort of left to enjoy your evening.
I mean, actually now the crowds are so good at Trent Bridge. You can go out after a few drinks with family or the team, or if you've got a few days off and you go out to Bridgeford, it is chaos then, but it's not in a nice way really, because everyone's really friendly. But I imagine for people like Cashy and Brody and people like that, you just can't. You know what I mean? They're having pictures of everyone left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. Like, we're lucky at Trent Bridge. You've got so many nice venues around that you can go and have a nice meal after a game or whatever, or a couple of drinks.
Well, I've been very fortunate over the years to spend quite a bit of time at various cricket grounds. My favourite cricket ground in the world has always been Trent Bridge. Up and visit Cape Town a couple of years ago, and Newlands just sort of took cricket grounds to another level for me. What's your favourite ground in this country, and what's your favourite ground abroad?
My favourite ground abroad. I played at Eden Park. That was class.
Yeah.
That was a good stadium, because that's a rugby stadium, isn't it? But that was an amazing place. MCG, played a game there. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Adelaide Oval was a lovely ground. Where else? I don't know. Yeah, I'll probably say. Well, I played at Wellington. That's a lovely ground.
Yeah, been to that one. The one and the roundabout.
Yeah. Trent Bridge is definitely my favourite in England.
Yeah.
Then followed up by Lords with a close second.
Yeah.
I like the Oval as well. Actually, the Oval's a lovely ground.
Yeah, the Oval's nice. Been there a few times.
Really
yeah.
Nice, MCG, amazing. I'll say MCG. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
That big. Have you been to MCG?
No, I've never been. Did you say you played at the MCG as well? Or?
Yeah, I played my club side when I was over there playing club cricket. We got to a T20 final. We played there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I trained a few times out there with Victoria and that, so I always used to go train with them, which was good. But yeah, that place is like, as a facility, is insane. It's so big.
Yeah. I've been to Melbourne.
Oh, Kensington Oval at Barbados. That's a cool ground.
Yeah.
I think, Sheikh Zayed Stadium in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
You're lucky, really, mate. Over a career, you're lucky to play at some places. But
yeah. I feel quite fortunate to visit them, to be able to walk out into the middle and play must be special.
The only place that I'd really love to go would be in Newlands. I've never been to Cape Town.
Have you not? Yeah.
No, that's amazing. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, definitely one you should do. Even if it's just to watch a game, it's just pretty special. I was there when Stoke got 200 and Stoke got 100. It was just
oh my god, I was watching that crazy one. I watched it on Sky. Highlights.
Incredible. So just let's finish on Forest then, mate. Shall we? What do you make of Chris Hughton? What do you make of how it's gone so far since he took over in this season?
Oh, it was a slow start for him, wasn't it? I mean, it feels now like we're picking up a bit of momentum. The side feels a bit more settled. Glenn Murray's come in and scored a few goals, hasn't
he? Yeah.
Which helps. I mean, like I said to you before, I have struggled with the motivation of watching it. I mean, I love going to watch Forest, but I think without the crowds and that, it's difficult, really. I love going for the occasion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you go for a few beers before, and then you sort of get the feel for the atmosphere. You walk across Trent Bridge, everyone's buzzing. I love that side of it. And don't get me wrong, obviously, I'm a big Forest fan as well.
Yeah. No, I totally get what you. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to be at the games, but it's not the same. We tried to fight some crowd noise at the weekend because Chris wanted it just to sort of create an atmosphere, and it was better. But it's still miles from when we can have the fans, or from when the fans. So hopefully, it won't be too long before we can get them back and get you back.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, mate. I mean, you can't. Hopefully, it's not going to go on too much longer. But it would be nice to go back and watch.
Yeah. So how's the homeschooling going on? Are they coping with it all good?
Yeah, Freddie's been really good, to be honest. Yeah, he's got stuck here. And he does this yoga thing in the morning, which I'm not really into yoga, but he'll like watch a YouTube channel, do his yoga, and then he's got like a 10 o'clock Zoom with his teacher.
How old is he?
He's 5, Freddie's 5.
5, yeah.
And then we actually had to buy a printer because you print all his work out now. We brought a printer, so you print all his work out on a Monday. And he's just cracked on. So to be fair to him, he's done really well. I mean, I've struggled at times, but I haven't done a great deal with it because we used to be going into train at Trent Bridge. But Kirsty, my missus, she's done a great job. So, but he's done well. He's enjoyed it.
Yeah, excellent. And training at the moment, you're in there at the moment and all set, ready for the new season?
Yeah, it's just starting to pick up a bit now. There's a marquee that's gone up down Lady Bay, which will be moving into that pretty soon. So we'll be training outdoors, which is when it starts to get a bit more. You start to feel like getting close to a season. Do you know what I mean? Because the off-season cricket is 5.5 months. It's crazy. You know what I mean? You sort of feel so far away, and then all of a sudden it's there.
Yeah, and that's the danger, isn't it? And then making sure you're ready when it does appear.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, Luke, thanks so much for joining us on SPC TV. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always. Good luck with the season coming up. Fingers crossed it'll be a successful one again for the Outlaws and Notts. And yeah, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, mate. Cheers, Simon.
Thanks,
Good
mate.
to see you, mate.
You too. Cheers, pal. Bye.